On the occasion of International Day of Persons with Disabilities, the second edition of the Meghalaya Sign Bank app was released at Yojana Bhavan, Main Secretariat, Shillong. The app, the first of its kind in the country, added 424 more words to the current data of 3,000 words in various sign languages used in the state. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, who was the chief guest at the event, said that it was the duty of the government to make policies and ensure its implementation. He urged attendees at the event to share their opinions regarding how to incorporate aspects for people with disabilities into the new youth policy. Meanwhile, Social Welfare Department Minister Kerman Shilla urged persons with disabilities to register themselves for unique disability ID so that they can avail all government schemes. At the event, two students with disabilities, Frio Chianchi Marak and Dakinmaulang Wardri, were felicitated by the Chief Minister.
I tell everybody that the greatest resource that we all have is time. And no matter what you may value in your life, whether it's money or other things that you may have, it is ultimately time that is of the greatest importance, because it never comes back, no matter what you want, no matter how much money you might have. And therefore, I always stress on telling everybody, make sure that you don't lose a single minute. Make sure that you are disciplined in your work, and make sure that you make every moment count. Now, the reason I'm saying this today to all of you is, number one, I believe in it, I practice it, but I want each one of you also to reflect on this. Government has a very important role to play. We must create the policies and, more importantly, make sure that those policies are implemented. 4% was there as a policy for reservation for people with disability. Now, the policy was created, a lot of you know that it was actually not implemented in letter and spirit in our state. So it is when we looked at the entire policy, we realized that if we just leave it at 4%, then there needs to be 25 vacancies that need to be advertised for that one individual, the 4%, to get the job. And suppose there are 10 posts that are advertised, then the persons with disability will not get that 4%, because there is no 4% in 10 seats. It has to be 25. So therefore, only if there are 25 and more vacancies that are advertised, only then our friends with disability would have got the job. And that rarely happens.
In December 2016, and enforced with effect from 19 April 2017, the Act is very comprehensive in nature with broader outlook and reach, including the government as well as private establishment. High support in terms of participation in all areas of life, including education, employment, family and community life, treatment and therapy, educational and vocational training extra. There are 21 disabilities in all new Act, and the Act is rights-based approach where it is incumbent on all stakeholders to comply with the various sections of the Act. There are many schemes and programs offered by the ministry which are directly aimed for the upliftment, rehabilitation, and empowerment of persons with disabilities, so as to encourage them to lead a life of independence.